If you're a lawyer who wants to find an alternative career, you've almost certainly heard the advice to do informational interviews with people in the new jobs or careers that you're considering. It's one of the most important things that I recommend to my clients. But I found that many lawyers struggle with informational interviews for one of two big reasons, and we're going to talk about the first reason today. Before we do that, for those who are new, I'm Sarah Cottrell. I practiced law for 10 years, and now I help unhappy lawyers ditch their soul-sucking jobs. Okay, so let's talk about the first big reason that I see lawyers struggle with informational interviews. Lawyers feel like they can't look like they don't know something. I've worked with quite a few people who worried about looking clueless in informational interviews. They believed that their lack of knowledge would be seen as a weakness or a failure, which makes sense because the legal industry often treats it that way. As lawyers, it is hard to accept that and to see ourselves as beginners and not judge ourselves. Unlearning that is a process. So lawyers end up avoiding informational interviews, which would give them more information about the new field they're interested in because they don't think that they know enough about the field that they're interested in. They're worried that they're going to look like they don't know what they're doing. But literally the point of the informational interview is to get information about what you don't already know. So lawyers feel kind of trapped. Here's what I tell my clients when they worry about looking clueless or uninformed in an informational interview. As a lawyer, you're often expected to have all the answers, or at least it can feel that way. So you're used to presenting yourself in a certain way, as an expert. Allowing yourself to be seen as someone who doesn't know all the things can feel really wrong. But no one is expecting you to come into a conversation about a totally new field knowing everything already. I've had multiple conversations with clients who feel like they need to learn more about a particular job before they talk to a person who's doing that job. And sure, if we're talking about basic information, then running a basic Google search before you talk to someone or something like that is probably a good idea. But these clients almost have a sense that they're going to disqualify themselves from being able to pursue a particular career if they don't go into the informational interview with enough knowledge, which is counterproductive because the informational interview is the most efficient and effective way for you to get real knowledge about what that job or that career is actually going to look like. So don't treat informational interviews as though you're meeting with a gatekeeper to this new career that you're interested in. And if you don't pass muster, you'll be forever barred from pursuing that career. I guarantee that that person is not thinking about your conversation that way. And by putting off informational interviews until some future point where you feel less like a beginner, you're just delaying your ability to get the information that you need to make the move that is right for you. If you're ready to get started towards a career that is not in the law, download my free guide, First Steps to Leaving the Law, which is just like it sounds. It talks about the very first steps that you need to take to put yourself in a position to be able to leave the law. You can get it at formerlawyer.com/first. I'll see you in the next video.